We have interviewed Darren Wallace, former president of Knox Environmental Society. Apart from joint planting activities, Darren Wallace have breeding some unique plants of Blind Creek in his nursery.
These are aquatic plants called triglocan or water ribbons, and they grow in deep water, and they grow around the water's edge and in the water sometimes, and they provide important cover for native fish and frogs, and even birds sometimes browse the foliage. So they grow in water, so they're a truly aquatic plant. And what we're going to do with some of these small ones is pop them on into these larger pots so that when these get planted into the wetlands, birds don't pull them out. Some native birds will pull out small plants, so we put them in these much bigger pots, and then they get planted deep, sometimes right in the water, or at the very least under the water. So these are in small pots called hyco cells, and what we do is we take those out and we pop these on into these larger pots, which often the soil needs to be wet to successfully get them in. So just got to water these down so we can successfully get the soil opened up. And they just get potted on like that, and they'll grow a lot larger. And then in a few months' time, when they're big enough and the weather conditions are right, they'll be planted, out of these tubes. The roots will have all grown.
Some young plants will be placed into Darren Wallace greenhouse, where can controlling temperature and humidity. There are over 50 different types of indigenous plants in one greenhouse, and also including one rare species that only can be found in Blind Creek area.
There's a batch of plants here, which are called Thelionema. Thelionema, that's the first name. The other name is Cespitosum. That plant is only known from one location in Knox, which is actually on Blind Creek, downstream further than the Blind Creek Billabong, beyond Knox City. There's a piece of bushland there where this plant occurs naturally. It was only discovered growing there some 20 years ago. It can be found in other areas of Victoria, but certainly nowhere else in Knox can this plant be found. So these plants are under production. And what has happened is the population of these plants has been built up over time. So we started off with just 2 or 3 of them from some seed from the few plants that exist, and they've been brought into the nursery, and they've been grown on, and then they've been replicated in the nursery situation to give us a situation now where there's potentially hundreds available each year.